You know that feeling when the city noise gets so loud it becomes a strange kind of silence? Not a peaceful silence, but a hollow one where your own thoughts get lost in the static. Lately, my days have felt like that. A constant hum of notifications, of deadlines that were yesterday, of other people's expectations layered so thick you can barely breathe. It's like you're playing a role in a very demanding play, only you never saw the script and you're not sure you even like your character. It's in those moments, usually staring out a window at a river of brake lights, that a tiny, quiet question starts to bubble up. It's been getting louder recently, a gentle but persistent whisper from somewhere deep inside. What does freedom, my freedom, actually feel like at 30? It's not the loud, rebellious freedom of youth I'm thinking of, but something quieter, more essential. Down in the quiet dark of the garage, my bike is waiting. It's not an escape vehicle. I stopped believing in escapes a long time ago. You always end up taking yourself with you. No, it's a promise of a different kind of conversation, an honest one. The cool weight of the key in my palm, the familiar scent of leather and cold scale, it's all part of a prelude to a journey that isn't about a destination pinned on a map. It's about finding a rhythm where my own thoughts can finally be heard. It's about searching for an answer you can't Google, an answer that you can only find in the space between the road and the sky, in the steady hum of the engine that finally drowns out the noise of the world. You know that feeling, the city's last breath? It's not a gentle sigh. It's a series of ragged, halting gasps. Stoplights, intersections, the impatient chorus of horns. For the first few kilometers, you're still a part of it. Your body is moving forward, but your mind is still tangled in the city's net. First gear, clutch, brake. Second gear, a sudden stop, back to neutral. My thoughts echo that same jerky rhythm. The to-do list I left on the kitchen counter, a conversation from yesterday that I keep replaying, the weight of words I should have said, and the heavier weight of those I did. The city doesn't let go easily. It clings to you with the dust on your boots and the frantic energy in your mind. Then it happens. That final traffic light turns green, and ahead, the road unravels like a ribbon. The horizon opens up. As I roll on the throttle, the engine's note changes. The strained, stuttering growl of city traffic transforms into a deep, steady hum. It's a clean, resonant frequency that travels from the frame up through my hands and settles right in my chest, pushing out the nervous energy. This sound, it's a mantra. It's the first true, clean note in a day full of noise. It doesn't demand anything. It just is. And in its steady presence, the other, more demanding voices finally start to fade. With every kilometer, I watch the city shrink in my mirrors. At first, it's the familiar buildings, the skeletal frames of cranes, the haze of a million lives lived in a hurry. But if you look closely, you realize you're watching more than just a landscape dissolve. That's when I understood what's really vanishing is the clutter. The endless list of tasks becomes a blurry smudge. The anxieties about tomorrow are swept away in the slipstream. That awkward meeting, that promise I made to myself and haven't kept yet, they're all just tiny specks in the glass, getting smaller and smaller until they're absorbed by the blue of the sky. They don't fight to stay. They just gently peel away, carried off by the wind. In the rush of the wind, you sometimes hear the most important answers. Or perhaps, more importantly, you find the zinging silence in which they can finally be born. The frantic inner monologue becomes a quiet hum, mirroring the engine. My focus, once scattered across a dozen worries, now narrows to the essentials: the curve of the road ahead, the warmth of the sun on my leather jacket, the cool air finding its way through the vents of my helmet, the steady rhythm of my own breathing. This is the great shedding. It's not an escape from life, but a return to it, a return to the factory settings of the self. The road has taught me one important thing. Before you can feel truly free, you have to become light. You have to let go of everything you're carrying that isn't really yours. The city is gone from my mirrors now. Ahead, there is only the road, the sky, and the quiet promise of what's to come. A blank page. And for the first time today, I feel my own presence. Simple, uncluttered, ready. You know that feeling? The one where the last of the city's grip finally lets you go? The engine's hum changes its tune, deepening, settling into a steady, reassuring rhythm. The tight weave of streets unravels, and suddenly, the road opens up. It just breathes, and you breathe with it. For the first few miles, it's all about shedding, shaking off the day, the to-do lists, the quiet weight of expectations. It's a feeling of escape, a kind of freedom from the noise, from the concrete, from the person you have to be between 9 and 5. It's a necessary release, like taking off a pair of shoes that are a size too small. For a long time, I thought that was the whole story, that freedom was just the absence of things. But then, the landscape really begins to unfold. The road stretches out, a clean, dark ribbon laid across rolling fields of gold and green. The sky feels immense, endless. And it was right there, where the asphalt seemed to pour straight into the hazy blue of the distant hills, that I realized something. This feeling, it wasn't empty. It wasn't just a void left by what I'd escaped. It was full, incredibly full. This is the horizon's promise. It isn't an escape route, it's an invitation. And in that moment, I understood the shift. The real freedom, the kind that settles deep in your bones, isn't freedom from, it's freedom for. Freedom for this, for the tangible press of the cool evening air against my jacket, for the rich, earthy smell of damp soil and cut grass that hangs in the air after a brief shower. Freedom to notice the way the setting sun catches the tops of the trees, turning them to fire. Freedom to choose this exact path, this exact speed, this exact moment to be nothing more and nothing less than a moving point between the sky and the asphalt. It's not about running away from my life, my responsibilities, or the person I am. It's about creating the space to fully inhabit it. The road taught me one important thing. Freedom isn't about having no lines on the pavement. It's not chaos or a complete lack of structure. We all have lines in our lives, commitments, relationships, duties. Freedom is the quiet, conscious power to choose your lane within them, to decide when to accelerate, when to cruise, and when to pull over simply to watch the clouds drift by. It's the awareness that you are the one steering. You are the one choosing the direction. In the steady roar of the wind, you sometimes hear the most important answers. And the one I hear out here, again and again, is that freedom is simply the space to be truly, breathtakingly present. It's not out there at the horizon. It's right here, now. The road always leads you to the place you need to be, even when you don't know you're looking for it. A final, gentle cough from the engine, and then nothing. The vibration that had been my constant companion for hours simply ceased, leaving a phantom hum in my bones. I swung my leg over, the leather of my boots scuffing softly on the dry earth. Before me, the land fell away to a river, a slow, silver ribbon in the last light of the day. You know that feeling when you finally take off your helmet after a long ride? It's like emerging from a cocoon. The sudden rush of cool air on your skin, the world's sounds flooding back in, unfiltered. But this time, what flooded in was silence. A deep, profound silence that was almost deafening. The only threads weaving through it were the whisper of wind in the tall grasses and the rustle of leaves in the trees lining the bank, like the world was breathing a long, slow sigh. I stood there, helmet in hand, and let the warmth of the setting sun wash over my face. It spilled liquid gold across the water, turning the distant hills into soft purple silhouettes. For most of the ride, a question had been turning over and over in my mind, keeping rhythm with the engine's thrum. What is freedom at 30? In the roar of the wind, you sometimes hear the loudest questions, don't you? I used to think freedom was a loud declaration, a rebellion, a constant forward motion, escaping something, chasing something else. It was about filling the silence, proving I could handle the speed, the noise, the world. But here, in this quiet pocket of existence, watching the day surrender so gracefully to the night, another truth began to settle in my soul. It was in that moment I understood. Freedom, at this age, isn't a shout, it's a whisper. It's not about breaking free from the world, but about finding a quiet harmony within it. It's the freedom to just stop, the permission to be still without feeling like you're falling behind. It's the strength to be vulnerable, to take off the helmet and let the world see you just as you are. It's the right to have a pause, not because you're tired, but because the moment is too beautiful to ride past. The road taught me one important thing. Sometimes the greatest destinations aren't on any map. They're found in the moments you allow yourself to simply be. There were no words in that sunset, no grand pronouncements, just a feeling, a deep, resonant hum of peace that settled in my chest, more real than any answer I could have articulated. Freedom isn't an escape. It's coming home to yourself, right here, between the endless sky and the solid asphalt, and finding a whole universe in the quiet beauty of it all. You know that feeling when the first city lights appear on the horizon? For a long time, they felt like a net of tiny, demanding stars, pulling you back into the noise, back into the rush, a finish line you didn't want to cross. But tonight, they look different. They aren't a cage anymore. They're just lights, a soft glow promising a warm bed. And it was in that moment I realized the change wasn't in the city, it was in me. The road taught me one important thing today. The most important horizon isn't the one you ride towards, it's the one you carry inside you. This long, quiet conversation between the sky and the pavement, it created a space within me, a still point that the city's noise can't touch. Soon, the engine's hum will fall silent. I'll take off my helmet and the world will rush in. But I'm not the same person who left this morning. I'm returning with the echo of the wind and a pocket full of silence. And maybe that's the real freedom at 30. It's not about escaping forever. It's knowing that this feeling, this peace between heaven and asphalt, is always there, waiting. And just the knowledge of it is enough to breathe deeply, even in the heart of it all.